Okay, welcome. Today is the 9th of August 2019. It's 15:56 local time. This is the pound yen on an hour chart trading at 127.661. I didn't have time to do a little live recording today, but I still thought it's a good idea to discuss the trades I did today because they're very good examples. So I show you my diary, which I use for those kind of trades. So yesterday already you could see that this was a great short opportunity. So this is a good example for one of the setups which occurs on a regular basis. Let me try to explain the big picture. So the price came down, pound yen. The smart money plays with the dumb money because the dumb money tries to trade a reversal up. So what happens is the smart money does fake reversals but actually cleans out the low with the stop run several times. And I predicted at the beginning of the week that this would be the theme of the week, and that was completely correct until today, where they even went below the low. So I did 3 or 4 short trades in those pairs like pound dollar and pound yen, which all worked out. But let me show you again from a causality perspective. Look, here you see dumb money longies. They go long. They think it's a cheap entry in the market. They go long and they place the stops below the low as they wrote it in the book. So what does the smart money do? Boom, boom, boom. They put in a fake support, as I call it, and eventually they break it. So I went short. So this is the first move I traded. Now, obviously, I didn't insist on a complete run down yet because time and range principle, they like to do it several times. And guess what? More longies get lured into the market by those moves, thinking that, okay, I entered cheaply into the market, so I took profit here. And then it went back up and I took profit again. Until today, it went for the low. Yeah, back to the live chart. You see? It went far below it, and now the longies got lured into the market. So this is a good example of what's going on. The manipulation games. And this pound dollar, similar story. The market went flat for a few sessions in this consolidation, and I traded cheaply short at the upper part of this consolidation down towards the low. And again, I took profit several times until today, where I traded the break of the low to here a big empty, which was then, look here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The dumb money gets lured into buying the market, thinking, okay, this is a nice W, and now I go for a reversal. So you see, like here, this was Wednesday. You see the stops here in a range. These were inner range stops below in the consolidation. So of course I go short with the dumb money going long, right? And this worked nicely. You see the stop taken. Then on the 4-hour chart you can see nicely, look, above the price only long positions of the dumb money. You see, trying to trade the reversal up, going long with the more it goes up. So of course they go down, they go for the low, okay? Failed reversal. It's a fake reversal setup because the dumb money gets lured into buying it, and they play with their idea of a reversal just to boom, go down below the low, clean out the stops and overshoot and take out all these dumb money buyers, yeah? Let me show you on the live chart now. So look, guess what? Look, now there's a switch, there will be a pullback, you see? As simple as that. So this is pound dollar. Went down, cleaned all the stops you could see in the screenshot before, pulled all these longies here, the green bars, into loss. And guess what? Took out the main target. Now the money tries to short, enter expensively into the market, and they will use it to do a inner range grip move up, going for the tight stops of those shorties. Huh? So that's maybe a little trade there, scalp. But you know, this is what drives the market, the FX market. I mean, there are other setups. So let me also compare those two. I beg your pardon. So this is pound yen. So the shorties actually come into pound yen. Sorry, this is pound dollar. There we go. So Yeah, because that's something I wanted to explain as well. Of course, the story can vary. It's not always a fade reversal, right? And that's a point I wanted to stress in this video. Let me show you. Look, this is pound dollar. The game here was not a reversal. The game was a breakout of this consolidation zone. You see? This was the story. So the price was moving for sessions in this range. And look what? Look here. They fake a breakout to the upside. You see, the money long gets lured into buying a breakout to the upside. And what happens? It becomes a head fake. Smart money pushes the price back into the box. Yeah. And you see here, those 1-2 accumulations, they get provoked thinking I trade the breakout up. And you could see on some websites they were talking about a cable breakouts to the upside. They have no clue. If you see, of course, it goes the other way. So they went for a clean out below the low of the consolidation, below the low on the 1 hour chart, against all these down money longies, and we're going for the empty, which you saw in the screenshot before, and here's even more stops. So even stays bearish, pound dollar. Yeah, so pound dollar stays bearish. And pound yen, maybe because of the shorties now, that first there's a pullback up, but even then after, generally speaking, it stays bearish, so it's only a scalp. Yes, you see, so in this case here in pound dollar this week, and I traded as well short, and I traded the breakout today. The theme was faking a breakout from the consolidation. That was the theme of the smart money. That was a manipulation game in pound dollar in cable. And it's so clear to see how this is played. The smart money does not only do stop runs and position runs, but they also fake those patterns and price moves, because they know that the dumb money gets provoked by that. And look, those groups here try to buy cable just to get stopped. Okay, eventually the smart money shows its hand. This was the theme this week in cable. I identified that on Monday and I traded it very well. And the theme in pound yen was a fake reversal. And in that case, it was also allowing for some nice short trades in the week, which I did as well. Very good. I mean, and here you see again you see a lot of concepts demonstrated at the same time. Yes. So you see the chart games, the fake support, fake resistance. Like here, look, 1, 2, 3. Let me also show you that. And actually, I was drawing those kind of shapes into the chart because look, they painted in the chart this fake support level. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to go for it and break it and do the stop run. And now shorties are getting into the market, so of course they go back up against the ones who have tight stops. And then once these are kicked out and new longies come in, they may even go for another breakout. Okay. So in order for that market to turn, they need more shorties so that they turn up, for example. Yeah. So the game here was fake reversal. They did the W, you see, 1 low, 2 lows, even the triple low W, 1, 2, 3. So people say, wait, look, there are 3 lows. I buy against all this big move down from the 135 level, and they put the stop below the low, and that's exactly why the market goes the other way, because the smart money cartel detects that and goes for stop run against these guys. Yeah. So that was the pound dollar, the pound yen game, yeah, the fake reversal. And in pound dollar, the game was breakout. Here you see, I fake a breakout, a trend continuation to the downside first, okay. So people, and then they go for a fake breakout of the consolidation to the upside, so that the dumb money thinks, oh, the price came down a lot from the 1.251 level. I'm going to buy and I place my stop below these lows and this consolidation. And this is exactly what you can see here and why the smart money cartel pushes the price all the way down against those kind of traders, going for the stops, first for the tight stops, then also for the other stops. And we had some cable news today. The news were very bearish, worse than expected, such as GDP month on month. And so the plausibility was there. Remember plausibility principle. And the dumb money tolerance was not very high. Remember dumb money tolerance principle. So they could just go against all these dumb money buyers, and they had the plausibility in terms of economic theory on their side. But they didn't do it instantly. They went for an instant move. I took profit exactly here, and then later on I shorted again. But I had the feeling already that, look, they again would draw in this low. You see, with this pin. They went down, boom, and then snapped back all the way back up. Why? Because they continued the game once more. Again, people think, okay, that was pricing in the news. I can buy it now for reversal. And of course, that was not the case. And I call this fake momentum. So they act as if the momentum is exhausted, but actually the real move down is about to come. Why did they do this? Because of them. They needed more longies coming into the market to go after them. You see? People have to understand that by following those principles I've clearly identified and I've named and I've explained and I've exposed, that enables the smart money cartel to make all the dumb money traders lose, whether they are buyers or sellers, and no matter what they trade, what kind of strategy. Because that's the only way they can, fight both camps, so to speak. And that's one of the big messages also from my work about the market causality. I explained to you how this can be that on a dimensional space, where the price can either go up, down, or flat, the smart money is able to make buyers and sellers lose as groups. And how they efficiently do this by also playing with the time, as well as the price action and the plausibility and other things. And by looking at those two markets I traded this week nicely, it's just reinforcing a lot of things I've explained before. Okay, and if you are one of those dumb money traders who got stopped out this week, well, then sit here and study what I'm showing, because you got lured into buying the pound pairs. And if you, place to stop, as so many dumb money traders did, you got hunted. Or if you over leverage, you even got a margin call, you got kicked out, whatever. So if you lose, that's the reason you fell for the games. And it's important to study this activity of FX trading and to be aware of the manipulation games, so that you do something which doesn't fall victim to these games, at least not too much. So you need to have some mechanisms in one way or another to account for those manipulation games, which I'm exposing, demonstrating, explaining to you here in front of your eyes, okay? With clear language, with intuitive terms, in a visually nice way, okay? You can imagine it was difficult to visually show all this like this, all this live stuff, positions, orders, stops, limits, okay? To not only show it in a visually appealing manner, but in an efficient manner, which makes it understandable, which is rather clean, not too complicated. Ignore some of those tools you have on the charts, like on the 1 hour chart, this Bollinger Band. This is not relevant, okay? Look at the positions, the stops, the medium-term stops, also short-term stops, okay? Understand the story, or, you may, it's not only psychology, it's more, it's like, first of all, the psychology of the dumb money, okay? And then the smart money exploiting that. So in that case, psychology is, I go long and try to break out. And a lot of groups on the dumb money side tried that. And the smart money constantly plays with that by drawing in those chart games, by luring people to go on the wrong side, placing the stops on the wrong level, okay, showing wrong momentum, by on the lower time frames, even doing like some kind of hypnosis with fake momentum, sarcasm move and all that. Okay, all those tricks. I've made separate videos about those topics, such as short-term games, such as on H4 dynamics, such as on position runs, stop runs, how this works mechanically, and I've covered all that. On the other channel, I've done live trades for a long time, showing you those kind of examples. I've done a lot of work about this stuff, and for some people who follow my work, of course, this becomes a bit repetitive, but, actually there's always something new to learn. I mean, if you look at a naked chart, always think in terms of these games, okay? Fake reversal, fake breakout. Where do they want to accumulate stops and limits? Where do they actually want people to trade, okay? Where are the next targets? We have discussed a lot. Watch the podcasts we did. Yeah, these kind of things. Like also George's work on targets. These, this was a target here. This was a target level. That's what George talks about when he says targets, targets, targets. Boom, this was a target, the stop level. You see? And he has his own way of approaching, first looking for those targets, then exploiting those targets in a certain manner. Okay? Like in exhaustion, all that. There are many ways of playing the game, of course. You can trade at price extremes. I like to trade towards those targets in a situation like that, and I did it very well this week. There are different ways to play the game, but from my perspective, from a market causality perspective, if you have such a clear placement of dumb money, a clear placement of stops, accumulations, and a clear chart game and pattern, and then even the economic news matching, it's predictable what's going to happen for me. This is leading information. You will not find any price-based indicator who will give you this leading information. It will show you in advance what will happen with a high likelihood. This is unmatched. This is not just some indicator, some system. This is the actual market structure. This is the market causality around the world, around this planet. This is why the price of the currencies moves like it does. And these are big claims, but I've done a lot of work to back these up. And you cannot ignore it. No matter what you trade, how you trade, you cannot ignore the reality. And if you do, if you look at that, if you're a good trader, you appreciate this evidence and this proof of those games, because it enables you to adjust your approach. And whatever you do, what system style you're following, it enables you to actually develop an edge, and also play defensive if it's required, rather than falling victim to all these nasty tricks. Every single move is under full control of the smart money cartel, without question. They move the price in an efficient manner in terms of making the dumb money lose. And it's very, very understandable from these tools how this is done, okay? Particularly if you have watched all the things where I explain the principles, explain, the dynamics, the mechanics. I demonstrate it live. I did it as well, how would I be able to predict all these moves like I did on the Forex Reality channel, with over 240 videos or whatever it is, several videos per trade. How would I be able to predict those moves, with any standard approaches? Doesn't work. I was able to predict it because this here is the inner working. This is the inner engine of the FX machine. And that knowledge, nobody can ever take away from me and you and us, if you understand it, as long as it's shown here. This was exclusive knowledge. I decided to expose a lot, not everything, okay? I didn't show the meter levels publicly, I didn't do that. But I showed all that. I showed position runs, stop runs, games, which is a lot. That's a lot. And I'm very thankful that traders around the world, are recognizing that, the value of that, and, approach me, contact me, a lot of nice people, give me a thumbs up, support, that work I delivered for free, and understand the implications of all that. And this here goes far beyond generally explaining, oh, there's manipulation, or this is one pattern which most of the time holds. I mean, come on, guys. Nobody ever has shown here the opened engine in front of your eyes, live, everything ticking, moving, because nobody was able to, as simple as that. And, the people who have understanding of that, they are not good at explaining that and putting it down to understandable terms, like putting it in a language with expressions that are somewhat intuitive. I think I did a good job, explaining these complex things in simple terms by giving names that make sense, like giving names to those principles and explaining them. Nobody can take this away from me, neither, And the best thing is like the people I got to know, other traders who, have also responded and shown in their language how they approach manipulation and podcasts and all that. It's fantastic. Things are happening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy. And more is to come. Yeah, more is to come. Don't worry. I take my time, guys. I don't rush into anything, as you know. I love to do things properly. I don't do quick moves. If I work on something significant like that, I take my time because that's what's required. I don't put anything half-baked out there. And, there has to be that kind of attitude. And I work a lot. I do a lot of things. And I'm proud of this. I'm proud of this achievement, taking this apart, explaining it, giving people the opportunity for free to check. And any trader who wants to do FX and does a research should find me in some way eventually. And then, watch and learn. That's a good self-organizing mechanism as well. The ones who really dig deep into it, they will eventually find my work in one way or another. And then maybe they watch those kind of videos and they learn and they improve their approach, improve their trading. And I did a lot of other stuff. I talked about the industry, I talked about the players, what their incentives are, what you have to be careful about, about brokers, a lot of other things as well. And in the future, depending on my capacities, I will also do more videos on other topics, also on mindset, psychology as well. But the core of my work is the market structure, causality. Why does the price go up or down? What does it do next? Why? And this is leading information. It's unheard of. And I'm not saying that to give myself an ego boost. Behind this there's a lot of work, 10,000s of hours of work, years of work, but I don't need an ego boost. I know what I've done here, but I just try to stress the significance of that. This is not just some tool or system you find anywhere else. This is really what's going on. It will be like that always. Nobody can change it. It was like that for a long time. Not always, for a long time though, since the algorithms took over FX and other markets will be handled in a similar manner, including crypto and all that stuff as well. And FX trading is amazing. It's so amazing. I have such a high passion for it. It is the intellectually most challenging game out there. It's, you have to go all in. You have to be dedicated. You can't just do it as a hobby, if you ask me. You have to really take it seriously. Because it is complex. It's a 3-dimensional chess game, if not a 5-dimensional chess game. You cannot just, read a book and then, trade. It won't work. You have to, and apart from that, you have to work on all of your areas constantly. Not only on entries and exits. You also have to work on your position sizing, risk management, so many topics. That's why it's so fascinating. It has to do also with IT. It has to do with technology. It has to do with psychology. It has to do with business principles in general. It has to do with risk, how you manage risk, what kind of risks you take, how you protect the downside. It has also to do with pulling the trigger. It's fascinating. It is like demanding, highly intellectual, also technical arena where different entities, people, smart minds compete. But if you understand who has control of these markets, if you understand the principle they have to follow, as I've shown, then you're able to, survive and to make a buck along the way, and then maybe to even achieve more and more and more, depending on how determined you are, how you are refining whatever you do. And whenever you meet good trader, you will see the kind of passion, determination, dedication to this biggest market in the world. Okay, they have done their homework. They've worked on themselves on all areas, offensive as well as defensive, psychology as well as IT, as well as tools, as well as every single detail, you know. And I love it always when traders approach me and contact me and show me what they have developed, how they approach it. I love that stuff. I always, you know, appreciate that. It's fascinating. People also try to give back to me and to share with me and say, look, I'm doing this like that. You know, I found this and that. You know, that's beautiful. Thank you. Please keep on doing this, and I appreciate it. And you should be proud of yourselves, you know, for figuring things out as well, you know. I come from the technical perspective and causality perspective, and I have taken it apart from that perspective, and other people have another approach based on other things, but talking about the same game. And you know, other people then again, they understand that this is going on, and then they develop their own approach of handling that reality. Okay, I'm talking too much again, but that's how much I could talk for hours, and that's what I do also often. I thought, look, it's Friday now. I just quickly make this video because I haven't done some videos for some time, and I didn't manage to do live trades today neither. And this is such a cool example here in Cable and Beast that it would be a pity to just, you know, not post anything. So I thought, look, let me show you what I traded, why, and how this works, because, you know, that's what I would like to see if I would be on the viewing side. You see, the reason why they're not keen to go down further is because those shorties are trying to short the breakout down, so they need to do like a pullback up and go for the inner range stops. Now, I will look. It's now Friday afternoon. I will not. I've done a lot of good trades this week. I will not trade this. I leave that for now, because I don't want any gap risk. I don't want to be stuck for a lot of hours now. I did a lot of work today, started very early as well, so, you know, I've done so many good trades that it's not important for me to also, you know, do all setups now. I prefer to skip the weekend gap risk in such a situation. But this game is not even over, you know. I also did an Australian dollar scalp. Well, let me show it quickly. I'm here already, so who cares? Let me just put this on the chart. So that was okay. Now, yeah, it's a good idea to also explain that, because that's a different setup. It's not much to do with the. Yeah. Let me do that. Okay, so that's a nice one actually. Let me show you. I did a short scalp Australian dollar. Let me explain you. So there was a very nice empty stop, medium term stop accumulation below the low, which is not surprising. So I was shorting towards it and then taking profits of a few pips. What's the story here? The story here is quite different. That's why look, the price came down a lot. Okay, they did a clean out move here, boom. The pin, then they did a aggressive retracement back into the range because it was mission accomplished scenario. They took the main stop. They need to neutralize and to make sure shorties don't get any profit, blah blah. So what did they do? Now they took out this target here, and that, by the way, is set up George likes as well. So look, there was a clear target level here, you see, which they drew in where stops are. So boom, you see, they, with this strong bar, so on our chart, they took out the target, and then I went short towards the inner range empty against the longies. So I call this, look, a grail pattern because it looks a bit like a grail, you see, boom boom. So it was a completed grail pattern. The plateau stops here were taken, boom, and then it takes out this target, and then boom, I traded the exhaustion down. George likes to do those kind of trades, but I don't think he does this market at the moment. So I shorted Australian dollar and took my profit in the range against the longies. You see, longies are going for a reversal up, thinking that, okay, come on, it went down, pin, now it will go up, and I'm actually going the other way again. But this is another nice example because it's not a breakout of the consolidation. It's not necessarily a fake reversal. This is like a post-grail pattern, post-target hunt, move back down, you see? And this is not only a scalp, it's not a position trade. I take a few pips out of this. I don't write it all the way back to the low because, look, they did the main thing. You understand? This is why I'm switching adjusting my approach from scalping to position trading depending on what the setup is. Look, I have shown you in this video 3 nice stories which are repeating all the time. Okay, the consolidation game, the reversal game, and here a grail pattern post-stop hunt game. 3 different scenarios whereby the dumb money is always placed as you would expect and the stops are always placed as you would expect. It doesn't matter really what game they play. It will always be against the bulk of the dumb money trading psychology in a way, because you see what they expect. They think, oh, I buy cheaply into the down move. Look, and these guys, boom, got completely decimated, which you can see now. And if more longs come in, boom, they go in a range for this empty here. You see, again, I skipped the trade now, but you know, they could take it out easy, no problem, even with a small gap, whatever it is. So whenever you approach a chart, as we have shown in videos, podcast, be aware. What are the targets? What's the story? What is the dumb money likely to do? How are they provoked by the chart pattern, by the chart picture, by the moves, by the momentum? Think, how would dumb money trade, and then try to basically do the opposite, but adjust the approach depending on the scenario, like I demonstrated here. What are we talking about? Is this what are the recent and next news as well? What's the possibility? What are the higher time frames? Where are the stops? Where are the targets? Excuse me. How's the dumb money likely to react? Where will they enter? Where will they increase? Where will they put their stops? Where will they pull their stops to? Where are the areas where, you know, stop orders accumulate? Where gets the dumb money lured into, you know, putting on a certain position trade? How would the smart money cutter most efficiently, the algo, how would it most efficiently take out those dumb money trades? That's really the big question. You have to internalize that. Now you can imagine, because for years I watched this, you know, 15 hours a day. You know, I have by now internalized a lot of those dynamics into my brain via also screen time, you know, and that's, but there are traders who have, you know, put work into screen time for 10, 20 years. And even for them, it's kind of an intuitive thing. And you know what? They may have wrong explanations. They may think, oh, it goes up or down because of bulls and bears. It may be completely wrong in the terms of the explanations. But, you know, as long as, if they put in the screen time and have a feeling for the market, as so to speak, then this is, the explanation is not even the most relevant aspect neither. But I have shown you a complete coherent, consistent, logical explanation, you know, with the market causality and proof, evidence. It's impossible to make all this up. At the beginning, when I was showing all this, some people said, oh, that must be a scam. You know what? I can't even blame them much, because I came with big claims and I showed all that stuff, assuming that people will look into it. And at the beginning, people thought, oh, whatever. And then after some time, they were like, okay, that's actually it. Then they saw the flash crash in my videos. They saw trades. They saw explanations. They saw this demonstrated to them again and again and again over years. So at some point, they were like, okay, there's actually a point about that. Now, there's a lot of other topics I could talk about, yes. Some horror stories regarding what's going on behind the curtains, regarding, you know, brokers, what they do, and so on, bucket shops, all that stuff. But that's another topic. I like to focus on markets, the trading stuff, and there are some good brokers out there as well. It's not that all bad, but you know, you need to do your research. Your setup must be good, okay? Also in terms of technology, your computer, your internet, yeah, everything, your platform, your charts, the way you have arranged everything, your routine. You need to have a complete trading plan, some kind of business plan, yeah? The diary, your documentation of trades, your analysis. Put as much work into it as possible, okay? Learn from what's shown here, learn from others, you know? If you are really into something, you have a genuine interest, and you don't, that's a big point, guys and girls. If you are here for your genuine interest in financial markets, rather than only making money, okay? Then eventually things will work out for you, yes? If you're here because you think, oh, I become a trader, make a lot of money online from home. Okay, you're here for the wrong reasons. If you need to have a genuine interest in why this thing moves as it does, this is necessary. Otherwise, you know, you are here for the wrong reasons, and this will blow up in your face. As simple as that. As it has done for many people, as it does day by day. Can you imagine how many people today around the world lost money? How many people lost their accounts? All the drama, all the stories behind that move, yes? This impacts people's lives. It's hidden. They don't go out there and say, oh, today I blew my account, today I lost this and that. They don't. Okay? They don't go on their social media and announce that. This is a hidden big game going on in the background. Okay? And even that is exposed now. And, don't want to repeat myself, but people at cocktail parties tell you, oh, I traded this, I traded that. It's all noise. It's just noise. You will understand when somebody is serious about that game and has done their homework. And they don't go and brag, they don't do that. And if they show you something, they will actually, they will genuinely show you what's going on. Look at that. You see that? The pin going exactly to this upper inner range stop, you see? And from there down again. They had to do that. That was a nice tradable move. It's on the hour chart. How many pips are we talking? You see? Almost 20 pips. When I go to the 15-minute chart, for example, I go to the 5. I look at all time frames, I'm these days mostly trading short term, but I look at the 4 hour, I look at our chart, I look at 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute. But you see? Here. 21 pips up to the inner range stop, cleaning that level. Now we'll go down for the low again. And this game will continue. It's not over yet. Maybe they even do a new consolidation and so on. But as I said, I will not get myself drawn into trading anymore because I'm done for the week. And I don't want any gap risk anyways. Okay, I think this is clear. If you don't understand what I just explained, okay, watch this again or go to the other videos and, go through it one by one. Start with a comprehensive overview, then go to stops, then go to positions, then go to short-term games, and go all the way. Go to the other general functionality, check out the trades, try to understand what I explain. Come back here, watch the podcast to also hear another trader, like George, on these topics, how we interact, what we discuss, what we try to explain. Go to the threads, read them, study them. All this is out there, waiting for you to be read, to be studied. There's no excuse. And, only your own level of ignorance will determine, whether you use a chance or not. People that buy courses and all that stuff, from people who claim they will do this and that, and, they buy all kinds of things. Rather than, because why? They don't want to put in hard work. As somebody posted, hard work is not popular. That's the truth. I realized that. I don't care, I will try to be, to expose the truth, be genuine. This is a complex game. You need a few years minimum to, get anywhere, and you need to, one second. You need to put in the hours. There's no other way. You can't get around it. It's not for lazy ones. Okay, fantastic. I wish you all a fantastic weekend. Love you all. I am so motivated and so happy. I love this. I mean, I'm so thankful above all, yes, for what I was able to do in the last years, even though it was very difficult at times. It was a long road, It was a long way, but I never gave up because I could see at an early stage what's going on, and what I have to do. So I'm on this journey, and you are with me on this journey. And a big thank you to all these people, the ones who have followed me from the beginning, the ones who are coming now, the ones who try to help and do this and that. I thank you all. I have a lot of love for everyone. And I love it when a group, whether it's society, humanity, a group of people, experiences an increase in its collective consciousness. That's one of the big things to do in this world, if you ask me, to increase collective consciousness. Because that enables us as a group, you know, to become better, to become more intelligent, to understand things better, to not be exploited above all, yes? Because guess what? The ignorance of people will always be exploited by groups who are in power, no matter in which context, whether it's politics, business, economics, science, it doesn't matter. Yeah? This is what happens. But if there are innovators, yeah, who show knowledge and who contribute to understanding, things can change. And at least that's, as I said before, that's important for me. There is a chance for everyone. There's an open door for everyone to understand what's going on. That was one of my main reasons to do all this, to, you know, go this way, to use the internet. That there is a possibility for a very small minority, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm realistic. A very small amount of people will, in the end, completely understand all this. But everybody has the chance to do that, you know, that's the important part, it's fair. You're sitting at home, you can watch all this, you can study it. That's important, that's my achievement, to enable you to look at this and understand it. That was never done before. People who may have understood these things, they would never, you know, show it in any way. They would keep it for themselves as much as they can, be egoistic. They wouldn't have, you know, exposed that and, you know, like, do all that. Why would they, you know? They prefer to have their life. They don't care. They want to progress themselves. They don't care about all the others. The thing is, we are all connected. We are all one. Okay, and now I should probably stop because I'm getting into spirituality. That's not the place for that here. I have other things, other ways I can talk about spirituality. But anyways, some end of the week thoughts. I wish you all a fantastic weekend. I hope you're good. I hope you had a great week. I hope you progress. I hope you achieve whatever you want to achieve. I hope you are doing whatever you're doing with the ultimate goal, objective of improving us, this planet, our society, okay, to spread knowledge and understanding, to improve the mechanisms and systems our society is based on. All right. And I wish you all the best. Stay safe. Bye.